trying to live a normal life as a disabled veteran is difficult. A good example of a migraine or that PTSD trigger is from the other night when we're at the face painting, right? I was having a hard enough time keeping track of everything that was going on, but it was also a Friday night, and on Friday nights they have food trucks. Well, one of the food trucks had a barbecue pit on the back of it, and it was producing just enough smoke that was coming into our area that I couldn't get away from, and I started getting a migraine from the smoke just from that barbecue pit. So that's what it's like. On both tours, we were burning all of our trash. And then, of course, being in an intel unit, not only do you have to burn your trash, but you have to burn classified information. And you have to be present, and everything that was put in that barrel that was started on fire with diesel was destroyed, right? That had to happen every day.
John was exposed to that, and it burnt out his whole sinus system. He clears his throat all the time. Like his whole life is a sinus infection. On top of everything else. I did not go to his VA appointments for 7 years. Like, I didn't even know I was supposed to be an advocate for him, or that he needed an advocate.
There may be no greater challenge to tell your wife that you need help, because you're supposed to be the protector, you're supposed to be the provider, and now you need the roles to shift. And when you need help, doesn't mean that they're going to be ready for the roles to shift. You just have to hope that they can handle what's coming next.
I had just gotten involved with the caregiver program through the VA, and the caregiver coordinator in Honolulu mentioned that they were looking for an Elizabeth Dole Fellow for the state of Hawaii, and they didn't have one yet. Being a part of the Elizabeth Dole Foundation has empowered me to share my story in a way that I didn't know was important to share before. And I have this amazing group of caregiver friends, like Hannah, and she understands things without me even. It's like she's taking the words right out of my mouth. And that, that feels good, because it's hard. It can be hard.
We just all pat each other on the back and give each other hugs, our little community. And that's how we kind of stay grounded, because we know we've got 10 people behind us holding our back. And we're trying to now figure out what's our new normal. And it's a new normal every time they come home.
When we moved here and were going through the hardest times, a friend of ours dropped off a fern. And at the time, John had been on 9 medications and could hardly get out of his bed. And it took him like 20 minutes. Literally, he'd have to half sit up and wait until he could get his equilibrium back, and then sit up all the way, and then we'd get his feet down. This is just to use the restroom. And so it was terrifying. And so here was this fern, it was dying, and John was worried about it. And so he was getting up and getting the girls to help water it a couple times a day. And, all of a sudden there was this need for something to happen because this fern needed us. And we saved it, and now she's just right there in the backyard, happy as can be. And we love that fern. And now there's about 50 other ferns because it became a thing. Another battle buddy of John said, "Hey, we're into this agriculture thing too. I think there might be something for veterans here." And I said, "Yeah, we're feeling the same way." And then I bumped into the Farmer Veteran Coalition website, and there was a conference coming up. And I said, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be amazing if I could just get to that conference, if I could just get there. And John said, you should go. And I was like, I can't go. And he was like, you need to go. And I was like, I can't go, I can't leave you. It's in Iowa. I drove down to Iowa in the middle of like this crazy blizzard in November and all this stuff. And, you know, it was just the best. And it was the first time that I was around other people who cared about veterans who were hurting. And it really empowered me to come home and make a difference. It was always a dream of John and mine to eventually one day buy a property where we could have a garden, a large garden, where families could come and reconnect with one another.
We want to be a sustainable, holistic approach to families coping with transitioning and living with the effects of war.
I think about all the amazing people that have shown up in this strong, positive light, who want to be a part of making something special for our community and for veterans and for families and for the Big Island and for everyone. Like, game on, like, we're doing it because it matters, and you know, we can do hard things together.